I'm not acting as a doctor. I'm saying do what you want, but there are some good signs. You've read the signs. I've read the signs. With the other one, there's some very good signs also. Different going together works very well, but there may be an indication that if you have a problem with your heart, you shouldn't take what we call the Z-Pak. You shouldn't take it, and that's okay. But I would love to go to a laboratory and spend a couple of years testing something. We don't have time. We don't have 2 hours because there are people dying right now. If it does help, great. If it doesn't help, we gave it a shot.
The president talking about hydroxychloroquine, which I also refer to as chloroquine sometimes. Not to be confused with chloroquine phosphate, the fish tank cleaner that somebody drank that the media... Remember, the media blamed Trump for that. Which, as I've said, is like a doctor telling me to put more sodium in my diet. And then if I were to eat a bunch of sodium cyanide pellets with my steak, that's on me. That's not the doctor's fault. The very obvious rooting against chloroquine that is going on in some media quarters, they don't think of it. They think they're rooting against Trump, rooting for it. That's how they, in their heads, that's what it really turns into. They're doing us a favor by not letting Trump create false hope. That's what they would respond if you push them on this. It's absurd. It's bizarre. Every press conference, we have the same question. Trust me, if they had new data to support this, they would tell us. But there's always excuse me, President Trump, do you think you've created false hope by saying chloroquine? I mean, these journalists are morons, really. Many of the dumbest people in public life in this country are journalists, and a lot of them are more of the press corps asking questions at the White House type. I mean, just imbeciles, really. You know, we deserve better as a country right now that we're getting from a lot of journalists that are asking the dumbest questions imaginable to the President of the United States in the midst of a crisis. But the president isn't overstating this. He has not overstated it. It is not accurate. It is not true to suggest that the president is doing, is somehow wrong here for expressing a hopefulness that this will work. That's all it is. Hopefulness. Right? I thought we liked hope. We liked hope and change. Can we like hope here? Here's the president saying, look, it may not. Play 9.
Because we know long term what I want to save lives. And I don't want it to be in a lab for the next year and a half as people are dying all over the place.
It's already out there. Doctors are already able to prescribe it off-label.
That's right. All I'm doing
so what
is
do you accomplish?
Well, I'll tell you what I accomplished. We bought massive amounts of it, 29 million doses of it. We have it coming from all of the labs. We're actually now doing it here because in case it does work, we want to have it. And we've given it to drugstores. We're sending it all over. FEMA's doing it. We're doing it through different channels, many different channels, including the companies that make it. It's a very special thing. Now, it may not work, in which case, hey, it didn't work. And it may work, in which case it's going to save a lot of lives. Now, a lot of people say if the people walking in prior to getting it, if they take it, it has a profound effect. Well, maybe it doesn't, maybe it doesn't. I don't want to wait a year and a half to find out.
What are they not understanding here? This doesn't seem like it's a complicated storyline. The press, they're always pushing them on chloroquine. Oh, you said this, and are you giving people false hope? The president says, he speaks to them like they're morons, which is good because a lot of them are morons. The president says, look, I've let doctors, I've said that doctors are using this. The FDA really has opened it up. So for doctors who want to use this, they can. It's a clear drug. Every drug has some side effects. Every drug is lethal if you take too much of it. Water is lethal. True story. If you drink it too much too fast, you can die from water. Okay. So these stories that I saw a week or two ago of if you had, 5 grams of chloroquine, yeah, if you take 100 doses of it at once, it's probably going to kill you. No one's that stupid. So why? Oh, the media is that dumb, apparently. Why even write that? But they seem to think that speaking truth to power or holding Trump accountable means trying to poke holes that aren't there in what he's saying about chloroquine or about the drug itself. He's saying that, look, we're trying to do everything we can. This is an all hands on deck scenario. We're letting doctors who think it's worth prescribing prescribe it. These people are under the care of a physician. They're obviously at high risk for a really bad outcome of COVID-19. So that has to be, this is risk mitigation once again. But people want to play games with this. They want to play games with it. Oh, what if somebody who takes chloroquine has an adverse reaction? What if they die from it? People die from Tylenol. Does that mean you can't take Tylenol? I mean, do we really have to explain this to the idiots out there? Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.